What is the first thing that comes up in your mind when you think of Aberdeen? Jumbo Kingdom? Seafood? Or rice noodle soup with fish balls? How many of you can think of the Aberdeen Typhoon Shelter? Aberdeen Typhoon Shelter has a superb natural setting, shielded by peaks on the northeast side. It is protected from the northeasterly winter monsoon. In the southwest, Aberdeen Chow provides wards off the ocean swells from South China Sea. The Typhoon Shelter possesses a big superiority that made Aberdeen the largest fishing anchorage in Hong Kong. Nowadays, modernity meets tradition with skyscrapers overlooking a fading community lived on traditional junks. In 1276, migrants fled to Hong Kong with Song Emperor Ruizong after the southern Song dynasty was conquered by the invading Mongolians. These early settlers were the ancestors of the first fishermen in Hong Kong. Boat dwellers settled in Aberdeen were mainly tankers. Aberdeen has been a thriving harbor since long before either Zheng or Columbus discovered the Americas. It is well documented that 200 years ago, the area was a busy fishing community. The breakwaters for both Aberdeen West Typhoon Shelter and Aberdeen South Typhoon Shelter were completed in the 1960s. In the past, fishermen treated their boats as homes and they seldom got off the boats. They lived in a small houseboat with no top water and electrical power. They caught fish for selling as well as for their family lives. They also sold some marine products such as dried shrimp and dried fish. The majority of the catches for sales in Aberdeen were salted fishes. Local fishermen caught fish by fishing junks in early days. All local fishing junks were traditional Chinese sailing junks. Later on, there were mechanized junks in 1951, and most of them were trawlers, and the other types of junks include gill netters, hand liners, and paw sinners. For the fishing nets, most of the nets used were self-made. It was common to use nylon multi-filament fishing nets and landing nets in the past. Furthermore, trawling, including mainly pair trawling, stern trawling, shrimp trawling, and hand trawling. Long lining, gill netting, paw sinning, hand lining, and catch trapping were widely used. However, in order to protect the marine environment, the Hong Kong government announced a trawling ban, which aimed at prohibiting all bottom and mid-water trawling activities in local waters on the 13th October 2010. It has been put into force since the 31st December 2012. Apart from fishing, some local people would work on shore. Their jobs were related to fishery, like making small boats and making nets for fishing. Boats were the only transportation for them, and children had to go to school by boats. Local people living in Aberdeen also earned a living by developing tourism. Ceremonial boats ferried back and forth frequently to show tourists around for the fishing community, as well as the Jumbo Kingdom, which has been a popular spot in Aberdeen over the decades. The first ceremonial boat opened its doors to customers in the Typhoon Shelter in 1920. There were floating restaurants providing catering services across the shelter. We could see floating kitchen at the back of floating restaurants at that time. The target customers of the floating restaurants were mainly local people in early days, until the opening of Jumbo Kingdom in 1976. Jumbo Kingdom has attracted over 30 million visitors from different countries since then. Aberdeen Promenade is an urban waterfront park built in 1992. It is located along the Aberdeen Typhoon Shelter. Walking along Aberdeen Promenade, you can enjoy the stunning views of Aberdeen Typhoon Shelter, which allows you to get rid of the hustle and bustle city life. Moreover, You can imagine the livelihood of boat dwellers in the past golden era of fishing by admiring the statues of fishermen and the mural painting inside the park. Next to the Aberdeen Promenade, there is an Aberdeen Wholesale Fish Market, which is operated by the Fish Marketing Organization. Merchandisers can wholesale fresh marine fish and other live seafood in these markets. Yet, due to the trawling ban in Hong Kong waters, most of the seafood sold in these markets come from mainland China and other foreign countries. As mentioned previously, boat dwellers regarded their boats as homes. Therefore, children at that time would also follow their parents to go fishing offshore. No one could take care of their children if they stayed on land alone for school. This explains why most of the children from fishermen families at that time attained low education level.
爸爸媽媽定係以前都係一路都係幾代都係打魚。即係落魚啊！我梗係落魚啦，低情富熱啊，係嘛？
Mr. To had no choice but follow the footsteps of his parents to be a fisherman when he was young. However, he did not ask his children to do so. He supported them to receive education and encouraged them to seek favorable jobs in secondary and tertiary production according to their own interests.
你細個都有跟你出去打過魚嘅？
中意㗎，好大浪啊！哦，運浪。
所以爸爸覺得就算唔繼承祖業都冇問題啦，係嘛？
冇錯，我滿足㗎啦。下一代都唔做漁民啦，好似我個仔嗰代都唔做啦。
會唔會覺得有啲可惜啊？唔可以繼承以前
都唔會㗎，
落嚟嘅
都唔會㗎，因為嗰個係夕陽生意。
These reflects a significant change between the past and the present generation in the mindset of inheriting parents' occupation. Just like what Mr. To said, the reason behind may be related to the change of the economic structure. Despite the concept of occupational inheritance in the Chinese society from ancient times, the elder generation would still accept and encourage their children to receive education and get used to the society's changes in living environments and lifestyles. This revealed that the elder generation who used it to be fishermen acknowledged the decline of Hong Kong fishery.
一個年代係最多魚打。
哦，邊個年代最多？最多魚打年代60年，1960幾年啦，68啊至70年之間最多。
做海鮮批發啦，咁你嗰啲魚係喺邊一度攞貨？
我哋嗰啲海鮮批發咧，全部來自都係中國內地啊，同埋外國進口啊嗰地方度。
會唔會因為香港海域因為上年已經禁止咗話拖網咁樣，所以嗰啲漁獲會少咗？會，但係咧保育嘅情況就係最好嘅，即係會令到嗰啲細魚會長大，長大之後咧細魚生啲魚苗又可以長大。以前咁咧就冇監管咧，變咗濫殺咧，將來咧都係會少海產。而家好啊，政府嗰個方法係好，對於下一代啊。
The increased amount of catches was related to mechanization. With the help of machines and different technologies, the amounts of catches increased rapidly, while the reliance of manpower was relatively reduced. According to Mr. To, he used it to sail and catch marine fish in non-local waters, such as Hainan and Cambodia from 1960s to 1970s. He recorded that he could gain bountiful catches at that time. However, the problem of overfishing has gradually developed. As a result, there has been a significant decline in production volume of fishing fleets since late 1980s, which revealed the consequence of overfishing. That means there was less and less fish available for fishing. As shown in the graph, if we continue to catch fishes without providing them enough time to reproduce, the biomass will continue to drop, ending up causing overexploitation to occur. As this problem was getting more and more serious, the government has launched the trawling ban, which helped to save the marine environment. Mr. Zheng showed his support to his policy. However, many fishermen were affected by the trawling ban. Their income has been greatly reduced, so some of them gave up being fishermen.
呢度飲食業好難攞牌係咪啊？
梗係啦，嗰個環保啦、衞生啦，暫時未得㗎。遲啲咧規範咗可能會得。咩為之規範咧？政府去監管你咪得咯。
我好細個已經教會洗禮㗎啦。
係信基督嘅，基督教㗎。
哦，係由
以前咧我阿媽嗰代就會有，到我嗰代就已經開始一路轉變個信仰。
Most of the fishermen worshipped Tin Hao and Hong Sheng for blessings. It is surprising that both our interviewees believe in Jesus Christ. Mr. To even perceived that believing in Tin Hao was a kind of superstition. Although Mr. Zheng's parents believed in Tin Hao, he was able to have a freedom of religion, which is one of the fundamental rights enjoyed by Hong Kong people. Their religious belief revealed fishermen respected multiculturalism in their communities. It was surprising to know both Mr. To and Mr. Zhang believe in Jesus Christ. In fact, most of the boat dwellers believed in goddess of the sea Tin Hao and god of the sea Hong Sheng in the past. Aberdeen Tin Hao Temple is located near the Typhoon shelter. It was built in the Xianfeng reign of the Qing dynasty. In the temple, there are keen eyes and super ear accompanying Tin Hao for worship. Hong Sheng Temple is located in Li Chao, the other side of the Typhoon shelter. Coincide with Hong Sheng festival, there are lots of people coming to worship Hong Sheng. In the past, fishermen believed that Tin Hao and Hong Sheng could protect them from shipwrecks and storms. They prayed for bountiful catches as well. However, the temple keeper told us that nowadays most people pray for health and family harmony instead of bountiful catches. This implies the decline of fishery in Hong Kong. We interviewed an Australian couple about their views towards Aberdeen Typhoon shelter. The husband, who is a retired university professor, recalled that they were surprised to see a community living on boats 40 years ago in Aberdeen Typhoon shelter. Now, the couple can no longer see fishermen living and dealing with their catches on boats. They are surprised by the skyscrapers built along the shelter, yet they think the traditional culture of boat dwellers should be preserved. Nowadays, primary production such as fishery industry gradually phase out, with other factors like overfishing and the implementation of a trawling ban in local waters. Fishermen have been facing different challenges as mentioned above. In order to help alleviate the hardships that fishermen have been going through, we have the following suggestions. Eco-tour and education. Eco-tour is one of the possible solutions. Fishermen possess rich experience and knowledge in fishing, so they have potential talents to be eco-tour guides after undergoing relevant training courses.
真佢哋漁民咧，自己有本身已經即係有個經驗啦，同埋有個知識啦，咁所以變咗咧，當佢哋做個導賞嗰陣時咧，咁佢哋會即係好講得好自然。
學生最想知點捉魚，
頭髮咁幼嘅膠絲都可以打到魚。
Meanwhile, they can also share their traditional community culture of boat dwellers with the tourists. This kind of eco-tour is educational and meaningful. It can probably help promote and preserve the unique culture of boat dwellers in the long run. Recreational fishing. Recreational fishing is another way that can help boat dwellers connect their present occupation to the past one. It is because it involves fishing environments, tools, etc., in which boat dwellers are familiar with. This can enhance their motivation of switching into a new type of occupation which requires their past experience and knowledge in fishing. Moreover, it is a good way to promote a positive relationship between sustainable fishing and marine environment protection. Issuing restaurant license. As mentioned by Mr. Zhang, one of our interviewees, if there is a good management in hygienic condition, it is possible to have more floating restaurants under government's regular supervision. This is a good idea, since boat dwellers can introduce the traditional culture in Aberdeen Typhoon shelter to the customers and earn a living. This is a nice method apart from setting up a specific zone and boards for introducing its history in Aberdeen Promenade. Furthermore, the attractiveness of Aberdeen will probably be enhanced, which will shed light on the tourism of the district. Sustainable development. According to the World Commission on Environment and Development, sustainable development refers to development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In order to achieve sustainable development in fishery industry, it is important to strive for a balance among the economic, social, and environmental aspects. Preserving the culture of fishery industries can add variety to the tourism in Hong Kong, while the boat dwellers can adapt the transition of the economy structure more easily. This is beneficial for both economic and social aspects. For the environmental aspects, even though the trawling ban may adversely affect boat dwellers' interests, it is believed that this can protect the marine environment. All this can help achieve sustainable development.
貌似小事千重，潛伏大成暗動，有血肉有情感，跟你相通。就算生活超重，煩憂失控，還看四周小胡同，是我心的觸動。